Up next, we have another high-level strawweight showdown between Namiki Kawahara and Daniel Williams, two fighters looking to make a statement at 156 and perhaps break into the top elite five. Given how both of these men fight, fans are not expecting this to last a distance. Good morning, gentlemen. Daniel, before we talk about your upcoming fight, can you share your thoughts on your countryman, the legendary John Wayne Parr's retirement fight at 1X? Were you inspired by his performance?
I'm so inspired by John Wayne Parr. He's an absolute legend. Super nice guy as well. I was just really happy how he finished strong. And that's a true Muay Thai testament, just to always finish the fight strong. You know, he got knocked down in the first round and then he just still finished strong. And it just shows he's a warrior, and he's inspiring for me because that's how I want to fight. And I love his personality.
How has John Wayne Parr's career influenced your career?
Majorly. So I actually got to fight on his cage Muay Thai show in the small gloves. 8 years ago now. So he really inspired me to want to get into one championship when they did the small gloves in the cage. And he's always looked after me as well, like brought me back to his show, and always just give me words of encouragement as well. So he's one of my heroes, one of my inspirations, and yeah, just a super nice guy.
All right, this is obviously a very very big fight for you as well. You've got a lot of momentum heading into this one. Well, how do you feel ahead of this fight?
I feel great, super confident. Can't wait for Friday to come around. Sort of just counting down the days now because all the hard work's done, and now I just need to get there. And yeah, really, really good camp. No injuries, no issues. I got to work all my MMA, the grappling, the striking, and I've just had in a really good mental space. You know, a couple of the other camps, there's all these issues, and like now I'm starting to find momentum because I'm actually fighting more now. If you look at my record, like I'll have a fight and then I'll have like a year off, then I have another fight. But one championship has gave me the opportunity to keep fighting. So I just feel so much better each fight.
All right, that's obviously, had a huge difference in your career being able to stay sharp and fight multiple times. Over to Miki right now, your opponent has had a lot of striking experience. He's even been in there with Rod Tang and more than held his own against one of the most lethal strikers in the world. But he's only had five MMA fights compared to your 13. Do you think that experience gap will be to your advantage?
並木選手への質問です。
はい。
まず、対戦相手ダニエル選手なんですけども、
はい。
ストライキングが得意で、今までロッタン選手のような、世界的に有名な選手ともやり合っていて、脅威だと思うんですけども、
はい。
その中でダニエル選手、まだ MMA では5戦しかしてなくて、逆に並木選手も13試合やってるんですけども、
はい。
その MMA での経験の差っていうのは、今回の試合に影響してくると思いますか？
どうなんすかね。影響してくるかは分かんないですけど、負ける気はしないですね。
I'm not really sure whether the experience in MMA will affect in this match, but I don't feel like losing this time.
All right. Namiki, you once called your style one of the most unique in one championship. For fans who don't know, what sets your fighting style apart from the competition? How would you describe it?
並木選手の、ファイティングスタイルって、ワンの中でもとてもユニークだと、他の選手と比べてやっぱこう独特だっていう意見が多いんですけども、
ありがとうございます。
なんで並木選手こんなに独特なんですか？どういう経験とか何が影響してこんなにユニークな戦いができるんですか？
なんでやろう。僕の名前、並木って言うんですけど、その並木の由来が、海の波から取って、波が輝くって書いて並木なんですけど、その自分の持って生まれた名前が波で、こう、ファイトスタイルのイメージもやっぱこう波をイメージしてるっすね。あと、ライフスタイルとかもすごいこう、いろんなことに対して、全部 MMA につながるっていう考えを持ってて、例えばゲーム一つにしても、野球するにしても、遊びなんですけど、プール泳ぐにしても、すべて MMA につなげてるんで、多分型にはまるような動きはないんやと思います。多分、そうですね、オリジナルやとは思います。自分のスタイルです。
In Japanese, the Japanese character for my name Namiki, it means the wave shines. So whenever I fight, like I always image a wave and I try to shine each time. So well, that's one of the reason, and the other reason is it's my lifestyle. Whenever I play games or I play baseball or swim in the pool, like I always try to connect it with MMA. So I try to think out of the box. So I don't really have like a style, but you know, just everything just turns out to be original and unique.
All right, back over to Daniel right now. You're riding some good momentum. Just this February, you stopped the former strawweight world champion in Dejdemarong Soramnoy Sirichok, obviously a legend in his sport of Muay Thai. Do you feel you have the momentum heading into this fight, and how do you sustain that?
Yeah, of course. So having the last fight and getting the win, I maintained my level of fitness. So it gave me a boost for this camp where I could just work on different things. Yeah, just super confident. And I like how Namiki's got a different flow as well. So this is why I'm here in one championship. You get to fight all these different styles, and I'm just prepared for that. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
That was the first MMA fight for you under one championship. How was that experience for you, and what did you learn from it?
So Dejmarong is one of my idols. I'd seen him fight 7 years ago, his first MMA fight in one championship. And for me to fight him, especially for his retirement fight, it was huge in my martial arts career. And you know, I'm here on this path of life, like life short, and to do that and fight your idols, it just shows I'm on the right path. So for me to get that win, it's just giving me so much drive now. I'm like, I can do this. He's passed the guard to me now. I'm going to show the world my striking, and I'm going to break into that top 5 and then ultimately get that title.
All right, Namiki, it's been a while since we last saw you in action. You came to one championship, you know, with a lot of momentum, riding high, and looking to really make waves in this promotion. Unfortunately, you suffered a tough loss against Lito Adiwang last year. Have you recovered mentally from that loss, and how are you a different fighter now?
並木選手、ノリに乗って勢いでワンに参戦されましたが、惜しくもリト選手に負けてしまって、当初はその波に乗って、輝こうと思ってたと思うんですけど、リト選手と惜しくも負けた後、その後なんか精神的にこうなんていうんですか、リカバリーしましたか？そして今回の対戦に向けてどういうところを変えていきましたか？
精神的にリカバリー。いや、その負けは負けやけど、チャンピオンになるための負けなんで、負けって捉えたらもうそれまでなんですけど、あくまでチャンピオンになるための一戦でしかないと思ってます。
Well, I mean, a loss is a loss, and I totally understand that. But it was a huge loss for me to become a champion. It's just, you know, a one loss, a good experience to become a champion. So, and if I admit that it's a loss, you know, it's really a loss. So I'm thinking very positive, and it's just you know, one loss to become a champion. So yeah, I'm okay with it.
All right. That was also your first experience under the one championship banner. It was obviously, yeah, definitely a tough loss for you, but did you learn anything? What was the biggest lesson you learned from that fight?
リト選手の試合は並木選手にとってもワンでの、初の試合だったと思うんですけど、そこで何か学んだことってありますか？
少し階級が、52キロでやってたんですけど、水抜きなしの 56.7 が56.7 とストロー級の間ぐらいの階級っていうのは感じましたね。少し大きかったですね。その自分が 52.2 を作ってた頃と、56.7 の水抜きなしの体は違うっていうことは、体感しました。なので、体から作り直してきました。
One thing I learned is that I usually fought in 52.2 kilo, but it was actually 56.7. In one, it's 56.7 without dehydrating. So to face this bout, I physically trained again so I can become bigger and, you know, overcome the weight disadvantage.
All right, back over to Daniel. You're also in a very unique position. You have the ability to switch between one super series and MMA. Do you plan on continuing to compete in various disciplines in the future, or do you plan to stick to MMA this time?
I want to be able to fight both. I'm a martial artist and I understand this is the martial arts business. So I just want my championship to know I can do whatever they want. Special rules, Muay Thai, MMA, whatever opponent they want. I'm going to stand up to the challenge because, I started martial arts at a very young age and I've done various martial arts. And I back myself in having being the best in both. So that's my goal. I would like to do both. I am loving this MMA journey so far because my skills are developing in MMA, whereas Muay Thai, I kind of got to the top there. And then, it's I guess it's not as exciting as training MMA. But now there's all these killers in the strawweight division in both. I can see myself doing both quite regularly. And my goal is to work. I'm in the top 5 in Muay Thai already. So I'm looking at that champion there, Prajan Chai. And then, of course, I'm going to break into the top 5 for MMA. And I got time. I got time on my hand.
All right. You mentioned special rules bouts. There was a very big one at 1X, Rodtang versus Demetrius Johnson. What did you think about that?
Oh, it's so exciting. That just made me think I would love to do that. Just the mixed rules. It shows various martial arts. We got to see Rodtang in his element the first round, and then it completely changed. Like he completely changed his style. And I personally wouldn't do that. I felt he should have come forward a little bit more. And I was watching him thinking, he should have done that. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, I want to do that.
All right, Namiki. Daniel is a very experienced fighter in multiple disciplines. Like we said, he's a striker. He's an MMA fighter. What about his skills and style are you concerned about, though? Is there anything in particular that you prepared for in this fight?
並木選手への質問です。対戦相手のダニエル選手、MMA もやるし、ムエタイもやるしと、いろんな格闘技を経験されてきている選手で、当然ストライキングも強いですし、その中で彼の戦いを見てて、ここはちょっと注意しないといけないなっていう部分ってありますか？またそれに対して対応するために何か特別なトレーニングされてきましたでしょうか？
打撃は気をつけないといけないんじゃないですかね。打撃は強いと思ってます。でも MMA なんで MMA をします。
Well, looking at his previous bouts, it's pretty obvious that Daniel has, amazing striking skills. So that's one part that I have to be careful. But, still, this bout is MMA. So I'll just, fight MMA and show you what I got.
Daniel, you've studied Namiki's very distinct style. He does have a unique one. Have you prepared for anything in particular that he brings to the table? What do you think about his skills?
He's very unpredictable. So I'm prepared for that. I know that he's good on the ground as well, so I'm prepared for that. I prepare for an MMA fight, same as him. I'm not preparing to just keep it standing. This is a showcase of both our skills, and I know he's unpredictable, so I've watched him closely there, and I know he likes to fake a lot and try to draw you in. So I'm really gonna turn it into an MMA fight.
Who do you think has the better striking skills between the two of you? Obviously, you've had a lot of experience in Muay Thai and kickboxing and have won, world titles at the highest levels. But, looking at his striking skills is more geared towards MMA. Who do you think has the better MMA striking?
MMA striking? Yeah, of course. I always back myself. I believe I'm the best MMA striker for sure. So I believe I have the best, but his is a different style. So that's why it's a very interesting match, because he's not going to, Dejabron came at me Muay Thai, whereas I'm not, I don't, that's comfortable for me. So this is uncomfortable now. This is a different style, but always back myself. And I do believe I'm the best striker in the MMA division right now.
Namiki, what do you think is going to be the difference maker in this fight? Why are you going to beat Daniel Williams?
並木選手、この試合の中でどこで差が生まれると思いますか？
ここで差が生まれる経験値。
Well, the difference maker will definitely be the experience in MMA.
Do you think that's going to play a huge role in this fight? Do you think At the same time, do you think Daniel is inexperienced when it comes to the MMA fighting style, and that he will be at a disadvantage against you?
並木選手、経験の差っていうのは、MMA の差だと思うんですけども、ダニエル選手がMMA での試合の経験が少ないのが、今回間違いなくそこで差が生じると確信されてますか？
もちろんそうなんですけど、多分自分のスタイルの人間と戦ったことないんじゃないですかね。だから、自信ありますね。はい、惑わされると思います。
As Daniel mentioned, I'm unpredictable and I have my original style, so definitely Daniel's gonna have a hard time fighting with me, and I'm really confident that this time around it's gonna be a big win for me.
All right, Daniel, I'm going to throw the same question to you, sir. What do you think Namiki's going to have problems with in terms of your fighting style?
Just my will, man. I look at this as like putting food on my table. I want to make this sport my living. So I need to just put on an absolute show and get it done so I can keep moving up. So just my willpower, my hunger right now, that's going to get me over the edge.
All right, it's time to call your shot, gentlemen. Namiki, first starting with you. How are you going to win this fight? Do you have any prediction on how this will end?
並木選手、そろそろお時間なんですけど、最後にズバリこの試合どういう結末になると思いますか？どういうふうに勝つと思いますか？
どっちが勝とうが負けようがフィニッシュで終わると思います。自分がフィニッシュします。
フィニッシュというのは1本ですか？ KO ですか？
それはやってみないと MMA なんで。
わかりました。Whoever wins, whoever loses, it's definitely going to be a finish. And well, I'm going to win, but I'm going to win, and it's definitely going to be a finish. But I can't really tell whether it's going to be a knockout or a submission because this is MMA. You got to see how it goes.
All right, Daniel, your turn. How do you win this fight? What is your prediction?
I always go in there going for the knockout. My prediction is I'll get it done before the final bell with a knockout. But same thing, respect to my opponent. Namiki is a martial artist, so if it goes to the ground, I'll be looking for subs. If it's standing, they'll be looking for the knockout. And always try to finish the fight, no matter what opponent it is. Like I said, this is me trying to make a business of myself. This is the martial arts business. So my goal is every fight stoppage.